Hey everybody, it's Lloyd Fernandez here. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, welcome, subscribe, like, good content on here. And if you're a subscriber watching for another one of my videos, thank you so much. Love you guys, as I always say. Keep watching. In this video is entitled, When I Almost Quit Real Estate, right? Okay, so it's basically one of those getting into a story time video, pretty much. Basically want to tell any new agents or anybody that's about to get into real estate, kind of prepare them for the reality of it, right? It's not a pretty picture like everybody always paints it. It can be, and now where I'm at now, it's, you see me or you watch the videos, or if you watch any of my social media sites, you see, oh man, this guy's doing good, or he's doing this and that, and I'm doing okay. But it wasn't always like that, right? And it doesn't start off that way. It takes a lot of hard work and time to get to that place. So I want to tell you about how it was for me and how I damn near quit real estate, right? And I ended up not quitting, obviously, because I'm here today and I'm still doing real estate. But giving you a realistic viewpoint of what it really is like being a regular person and getting into real estate. I'm not talking to those that have a safety net they got their bank account stacked that they can take, however long they need to get the ball rolling, or people like that. I'm talking about a regular person out there that wants to get into real estate, wants to do a career change, and is thinking about, man, how's this going to work out for me, right? So for instance, with me, right, when I first started, got my license, that was a struggle in itself, and that not because of tests, but because of other personal situations. Everybody's story is different, so. But anyway, not to get into none of that. Got my license after a year, and I was already prepared. I did a lot of reading prior to, mentally, YouTube videos. I was already following a good bit of people on YouTube, letting me know what the reality is of real estate. I knew what prospecting was. I knew what I was going to do. I knew I was going to door knock. I knew I was going to make cold calls. I knew all these things prior to getting my license, which most people out there, most agents do not know this. They don't. They learn this stuff after they get the license. But I was in a good position, right? I knew this stuff. So I was prepared. I was like, no, I'm not saying it wasn't going to be hard, but I said, I'm going to be different. We always think that, right? We're always going to be different, right? All right. So I told myself, hey, I'm going to be different. Yeah, it's going to be a little tough. I get that, but it's not going to be as tough as for somebody else, because I'm going to grind it out. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to be different. Okay. And I did. I wasn't lying. I got my license. Freaking first week I'm out there door knocking. I'm calling. I was going hard. Like, I was going in. I was door knocking like a week. Man, there was times I hit like 400 doors a week, 300 doors. That was like an average. 300 was like my average doors a week calling. It's calling like, man, I want to say like 40 cold calls, 30, 40, 50 cold calls on a good day, 60 a day, going hard, right? Guess what happened? It took about 3 months to get my first deal. Okay, guys? Man, it was hard, man. Let me just put it like that. And I was doing all of what you just heard me say. I was door knocking. I was calling my sphere of influence and all my friends and family, and everybody on Facebook, everything, for sale owners, expireds, trying to get them inspired, doing all of that. And it took me 3 months around. It was a while back, so I might be a little off, but it might have been 3 to 4 months, 3.5 months, right around that range, to get my first deal. And the crazy thing about it, when I got my first deal, right, I was out door knocking with somebody else, and I wasn't even the one that door knocked that door, or that spot that ended up bringing that first deal in for me, right? So it wasn't even me, right? But anyway, so that was deal one. 3 months, that's a long time to go. In real estate, you don't get any money until you sell a house, so you don't close. So when I got that deal 3 months in, I had to wait 45 days before the closing to get a check. So it was like four and a half months to 5 months it took me to get my first check in real estate, right? That was crazy. And that was me going hard, door knocking. And I'm not saying that's everybody's experience. I'm not going to say that's going to be yours. But this is what I'm saying. Prepare yourself for reality. Nobody knows who you are. And even if you go around blasting to the world that you are a real estate agent, doesn't mean they're going to trust you to handle that transaction for them. So you got to be realistic. Now, that was tough. And that's not even the story of when I almost quit. So I was feeling good after that first deal. I actually survived those months and got the first deal, got the check. Check goes straight to all kinds of bills and stuff. But then I started, I got another deal. I think I got 2 more deals after that one. It was kind of spread out. I think that one, then then I had 1 more. And then, so in like a month from that one, or a month and a half, I got another deal. And then a month and a half, I got another deal, right? So now, at that point, because I got my license at the end of April, where I started pretty much like April 27th, 28th. So we're talking about basically May. So May, June, July, August was like when I got that check for that first deal. Then like September, I got a check for my second deal. And then in December, I got my third check. Now, mind you, these checks were not big checks. These houses, well, the first deal was like $125,000 house. The second deal was, I think a $90-something thousand house. And that third deal was for a $105,000 house. Those aren't big checks. We talking $2,000 checks right there, maybe. And that's not taking out taxes either. So, this is reality. I was struggling. By the time I got to that third deal, I was like, whoa. I'm at, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That's 8 months. I'm sitting there like, whoa. I don't know if I could do this anymore, right? At that point, you got Christmas. I got 2 little ones. You got to support yourself. You got to eat. You got to put gas in the car to keep going to places to door knock and all this stuff. I was at that 9-month mark, and I was like, I can't survive like this. Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this wasn't meant for me, right? I was giving up. I was like, so I convinced myself. This is what I told myself. I said, you know what? This is what you're going to do, bro. You're going to go, because I was struggling. I was struggling. I was having problems at the time with my significant other at that time period. So I was alone. I didn't have any support. Trying to make it at that time. And it was bad. So I said, here's what you're going to do. Because I don't like giving up, to convince myself. I said, you're not going to give up. You're just going to go to part-time. Because at that time, I committed to going full-time, right? I said, you're going to do full-time. I said, you got to go full-time. You got to go, you got to go all in. And I did. And I think that is the right way. I learned so much. I had a crash course. But this is what happened. So I said, bro, you don't give up. We're not going to give up. This is your dream. You want, my dream isn't necessarily was real estate, but my dream was entrepreneur, financial freedom, you know, everything that comes with being an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur. So I said to myself, you know, go get a job. And then you do real estate part-time and then grow it like that. Because you tried the full-time, you didn't make enough money to survive. You're 8-9 months in, and you're about to check into a shelter here. It got real, got really real. You're really getting into a spot here, and you got 2 little ones. So you got to think about that. Maybe the dream isn't for you, or maybe we just need to take it on a slower pace. So what did I do? I went out there and I got a job, right? So I got a good job because of my background on my skills, maintenance mechanic and welding and all that. So I ended up getting a good job, getting paid good money. This job was having me work 12-hour shifts, 5 days a week. Tell me how you're going to do part-time real estate on that type of schedule. Don't know. Because I sure as hell didn't. I got this job, I'm working it, and I'm like, ain't no real estate. There's no real estate. I couldn't do real estate. I pretended to, but I couldn't do real estate. So I worked that job for about 2 months. And then I had one closing in January, right when I started the job. And I closed that deal. So that was nice. Then I got checks from the job. So I was catching back up. I was making good money. So I was catching back up. And I said to myself, okay, I don't have time to do real estate. There's no way I can do real estate. Maybe I could have, but it just wasn't working out for me between working and having to spend time with my kids. It was just no time for real estate to fit in there. I would have had to sacrifice time with my kids or the job. And I couldn't. So I was like, man, what am I going to do? So I was going to quit real estate. I literally was going to quit real estate. I said to myself, you know what? It's probably not for you. It was nice that you thought you had this, you know, you was going to be able to do this and be this entrepreneur that you thought you was going to be. But bro, I don't think it's for you. I mean, just go to work. You don't need to struggle and worry about when next time you're going to make enough money to pay your bills and eat and all these things. And you're already backed up with your credit cards and everything because you were trying to make it, be in the real estate for all those 8-9 months and it didn't work out. You only got 3 checks, little checks. It ain't going to work out for you, right? So I was ready to throw in the towel, guys. It's honest to God truth. This is the reality of the struggle you're going to have to go through to make it in any entrepreneurship. I was at the rock bottom, had problems with my significant other. We were broken up. I had nowhere to stay. Lucky thing that my 2 kids were able to stay with their mother because we were broken up for a long time at that point. So I had that luxury, but I was going back and forth staying with friends, family members because I couldn't afford to pay rent at that time. So it was bad. So I sat down and I said to myself, you know, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to quit real estate. You're going to have to get serious. You're going to have to get serious and just go back to what you used to do and just, that's it for you. That's going to be the rest of your life. You're going to be working in a facility, doing maintenance mechanic, doing welding for the rest of your life. That's it. Because you can't, you got kids, you got to pay your bills, right? But then I remembered everything I read. Then I remembered the 4 deals, because at that time when I was having this conversation with myself, I had 4 deals in. And I remember how those people felt. They were happy. They were appreciative of me. They told me they're gonna tell everybody about me. That all their friends and family, whoever wants to buy a house, they're gonna send them my way because they felt so happy with my service. I got to know these people. We became good friends. And I thought to myself, man, it was so fulfilling to do this versus what I was previously doing, and also doing that at that time because I couldn't afford to do real estate. And I was like, man, like, this sucks because I really want to do that. And I also want the entrepreneur and the dream. So I remember everything I read and I said, man, am I really giving up? Am I really giving up for what? Comfort? So I can have a roof over my head and bills. And yes, people will say, yeah, you need that stuff. And yeah, I had 2 little ones. But I said to myself, if I make this decision to quit real estate right now, that's it for me. And there's no question about it. At the time, I think I was 30. 29, 30. And I said, I'm 32 now. So I said, is this really the way you're going out for the rest of your life? You're just going to give out to do something you don't want to do for the rest of your life just to make enough money to pay your bills and maybe be able to take one vacation a year and live comfortably, but not really, right? Just mediocre. You know, okay, you're getting by. You're paying your bills. You save it, you know, go save enough a year to go on a vacation and maybe buy a couple things, and that's it, right? Is that really what you want for your future? Is that what you want for your, I have 2 boys, for your 2 sons? Because you're an example. And I know it's hard, right? I'm thinking to myself, you didn't make money, you don't have no place to stay. It's terrible. But those 4 people that I had those transactions with, they so appreciated me. And I said, man, if I could just keep on doing this, people will refer me. They appreciated me so much. And I didn't want to give up. And I said, man, just give it one more go. Just one more go before you throw in the towel for the rest of your life. Just give it one more go. So I said, you know what? This time, even though I grinded super hard and I wasn't perfect, but I was grinding that 8-9 months that I only got 3-4 deals from. I said, one more go. And this time you're gonna grind like you did the last time, but you're gonna grind even harder. You're gonna grind even harder than you did the last time. You thought 3 to 4 to 500 doors was enough? No, we're going for 6, 7, 800 doors a week. So I said, okay, that's it for me. This is not what I want to do with my life. And I was working 3rd shift at the time, 12 hours from 6 to 6. So 6 at night to 6 in the morning. It sucked. And I thought I was going to be able to do real estate during the daytime, but then it didn't work out like that, believe me. So anyway, I quit. Just quit, right? Then just the next day, boom, done. I'm quitting. Crazy, right? Crazy. Good job, making $20-something an hour, which is good, pretty good. You know, people were like, what are you, crazy? That's a good job, you know? Crazy. But I couldn't give up on myself, my kids, watching me and my dream, because I want them to fulfill their dreams. I want them to learn entrepreneurship, whether they want to be entrepreneurs or not. I want them to understand and put their money in assets, and that's a whole nother video. But I wanted them to say, you don't give up, you don't quit. So I said, one more go, double hard, quit my job, and I went back at it. Still not at a stable place. Still got all the problems I already had. Went double hard. I was at rock bottom. Rock bottom. There was no going back. There's a saying that says, you want to take over our island. This is like a military saying. If you want to take over our island, if you're coming in to invade an island, you want to make sure that you take that island over, burn the boats. Because when you guys know there's no going back, you got a higher percentage of succeeding. So for me, there was no going back. I couldn't get that job back. I quit. What other job was going to hire me after that point? Maybe I could have, but it was going to be a lot harder. And I was already at rock bottom. There was no going back. Let me tell you, that was about, I want to say March. No, like February, March. By the next month of March, January, February, March and April, I closed like 10 deals between when I quit in the beginning of February till the end of April. I had like 10 deals. Let me see, like I had 15, so I had like 11 deals closing, or like probably like, I'm lying, probably like 8, and then no, I'm not lying. It was 10 deals, 11 deals. So everything just changed for me. It was right around the corner, right? Boom. Next thing you know, I'm like getting money coming in. Boom, boom, boom. Real estate, 20 grand. Boom. I'm like, whoa, I was broke last month. Now I got 20 grand in the bank account, you know? Just like that. And it's because I believed in it. I gave it my all. And I didn't give up. I was at rock bottom. I was this close from quitting real estate. This close. But you know what? I said, no. I'm not going to give up on myself. on me and whoever's watching me. But I almost did. I mean, I was being a bitch. Like, I really was like, oh, I'm gonna play to stay. Man, when I quit that job, I said, I don't care if I'm sleeping on the street. I don't care if I'm sleeping on the street. I'm gonna make this work. I'm not giving anybody out there that looked at me when I told them, yo, I'm doing real estate. If you know anybody that you might know, like, anybody that looked at me when I said that to them and they thought in their head, this guy wants to do real estate now. Okay, let's see how it goes for him. And doubted me, doubted that I wouldn't be able to do it, regardless of what their reason was for doubting me. And maybe it wasn't no bad intentions behind it, just because. Maybe it's because where I come from. Maybe it's because of my background. Maybe it's because of a lot of reasons. I couldn't give that. I could not let that win. Could not let that win. And right around the corner, when I quit that job and I doubled down and I was grinding harder than I ever grinded in my life for anything before, here came 10 deals, 11 deals. Got me right from under the water. Couldn't believe it. At that point on, I said, I understand how this works. I understand how this works. You got to give your all. You can't be bullshitting at all. And it takes time. It takes time. I almost give up. They always say, I've seen a lot of, other speakers and stuff say, this video is getting a little long, so I want to wrap it up quick, because I don't like my videos to go too long. But I heard many speakers say, right at rock bottom, where you're going to give up, right there, that moment, it's usually right around the corner. And what do most people do? What do most people do? They give up. They give up. But those that don't give up, that keep grinding, going at it 100%, right around that corner, it's your victory. And ever since then, yeah, it's been up and down. After I made that 11 deals, it's been, got a little slow. But I've been at a pretty good pace because I kept up on my prospecting. I wasn't a 100% perfect person, but I do grind hard, as you guys already know from watching maybe some of my other videos and things of that nature, if you follow me on social media. But there was times, I'm human. There was times I didn't go as hard as I did every single time, but I was pretty, on a constant pace. I've been, doing what I need to do. And I've been growing ever since. But it was bad, man. It was bad. So any of you out there looking to get into real estate, any new agents out there right now, this is my story of when I almost quit real estate and when I started real estate. And this is a real life story. No bullshit. Keep it real on my channel. This is no bullshit. This is what I had to go through. If you're thinking that it's not going to be the same way, and I'm not saying it can't, it could possibly go a little different for you, but the odds are you're going to have to go through this at some point in time. There's some people that start real estate and get like 2, 3, 4 deals right off the bat, and then boom, they don't get as many deals. And then they're at rock bottom because they spent that money or whatever happened, or they had to spend it because now they're getting any money. And of course, there's always that exception to the rule, people, very rare group of people that don't ever face that issue. Very rare, right? Very rare. So prepare yourself for that. If you really want it, and you're gonna grind and you're gonna prospect. Like I said, I was knocking on 300-400 doors a week, calling 30, 40, 50 cold calls a day. And that's what happened to me. So, if you're thinking about it, just take this story and really think about it. Is that how bad I want it? Would I be willing to go that far, rock bottom? Almost, staying, with not having a roof over your head, staying with family members, different people, just to make your dream happen, grinding every day, knocking on doors. You got to think about all this, and that's the reality of this. So I just wanted to make this quick video to give you a reality, a little story of mine when I got into real estate and the time I almost quit. As you already know, I'm a local real estate agent here in York, Lancaster, Harrisburg, Adams County. If you know anybody looking to buy or sell real estate, please send them my way. I would love to help them and get them where they need to be. If you know anybody moving to Pennsylvania, period, you can also send them to me if they're looking to buy or sell a home, and I could help them. If they're not in my area, I could get them in contact with a good agent that could help them in the area that they're looking in. All right, guys, you got to keep watching. More content coming this way. Gonna get better. Like I always say, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know at the bottom what you think about my beginning story. Do you think I should have quit and stayed at the job? Obviously I didn't, because I make more money than I would have if I stayed at the job. So it was a win for me. But let me know what you think. Let me know if that's, you know, something you would be able to do, something you wouldn't, that's too crazy for you. Everybody's different, and that's understandable. So I would like to hear from you guys. Again, like and comment and subscribe. I appreciate it. And like I always say to you guys, I make videos on real estate for buyers and sellers. I make real estate videos for entrepreneurs, for real estate agents, also sales. You can use a lot of this even if you're in a different industry. I make videos on exercising and also nutrition. And also I do mindset videos, kind of like life tips on like the way to discipline yourself and things of that nature. All right, guys, like I always say, I wish you luck. I wish you success. And I wish you good health. All right, guys. Bye. Boom!